Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Masterclass. I'm John Tanalia. Today we have a fine young mezzo soprano singing for us, Tiffany Collazo. Her panelists are Judith Skinner, George Hogan, John Packard, Barbara Dever, and Maestro Richard Barrett. Please sit back and enjoy the live singing. Okay, brava. All right. Thank you, Tiffany. Hold on. We're going to get you into gallery view here in just one second. And here we go. Okay, good. Yes, you do need a drink after that one. That's for sure. Okay, can we start with Judith, please?
Hello. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful job. Um, I think your coloratura line is lovely. The line of your voice lines up beautifully from top to bottom. Um, I don't have the score in front of me. There were a few more points where I think you were pushing, but I also think when you were going up to the top, but I also think that belies the coloratura when everyone gets excited. And so it does happen to the best of us. And sometimes when you do that, you may go under pitch slightly. So just be aware of that. Um, Characterization, I thought the recitative, you were very reserved, and then you started to really build throughout the aria itself, which was beautiful to see the different colors of characterization that you were bringing to the aria based on the storyline of no longer wanting to be sad. So I think you did a wonderful job in that part. That's it.
Great. Thank you, Judith. Okay, can we go to Barbara Dever, please?
Okay. Hi, Tiffany. Hi. Congratulations on a great job, both you and your pianist. Can tell that you have a good simpatico together there. That's great. That's great. Um, so, how long have you been singing this particular piece?
Ooh, I've been singing this piece for about 5 years.
Ah, okay, good. So you've been around it and it's been getting inside of you, for a while, right? Have you investigated the rest of the role by any chance?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, good. That's good to know. Because sometimes, when we're in the process of getting through whatever, where you are right now with respect to, breaking into the business, so to speak, sometimes we learn arias and we may not have looked at the rest of the role. But I think this is a perfect role for you. Um, my comments are going to be maybe a little more technical, if you don't mind. Just a couple of things. Um, it kind of goes a little bit with what Miss Judith was saying there. There were a couple of times when you approached the B natural before the final B natural. The final B natural was really good, and it was right in what I call the bazinga zone, and that one was great. And the two previous to that were not quite as great in their point of resonance. So, what do I mean by that? It could mean a lot of different things technically, but I wonder if you could just sing that last line, the il palpita la 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 la, and notice where you are on that B, and then we're going to go back and try the run before the B before the end. Okay. Great. So you've got a great vertical space there, and it's really, it's hooked in, and the sound is going like right over. Now, could you go back to, in my score, it's the page before that, where you have that, il papitar, a fujoco, and then up to that B. And can you imagine that B that you're going to sing now is in a very same kind of enjoyment space. Okay, vertical space. Do you know where we are? Yes, that's it. That's it. Now, that was much more lined up. And in this, just in this reading that you gave us, even on the previous phrases, ah funjoko, you weren't pushing at all. You were just thinking, okay, I want to do whatever she's asking me to do about this B. So you were more in a much more, I would say, relaxed, wonderful state of singing. Would you agree? Maybe.
Ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. And I know that's hard when you're singing for some panel for the first time. We all want to do our best, and sometimes we give more than is necessary. But you just showed me something really important about what you can do with your voice. If you don't mind, I want to go back to the tutto, tutto, tutto. This is, I know you're doing the doubles, but it didn't all sound like tutto, tutto, tutto. It got a little bit of a schwa in it, and I want you to make sure that you sing that properly. Can we do figlia, sorella, amica, tutto, 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 tutto? Give me the O, even though it's shorter in rhythm. Give me the O as a more important vowel. Do you know what I mean there? Tutto, tutto. That part. Sorry for my brassy singing there. Ah, Tiffany. Can you sing just the vowel? Filia, not filia. Now, good. So Tiffany, don't worry about acting right now. Sing o tu do tu do tu. Put an O before the first two. Tiffany, do you mind doing this with me?
Yes.
You don't mind, right?
No, I don't mind.
Okay, so don't sing it the way it's written. Right now, I want you to feel the space of the O. So sing o tu do tu do tu do, just for a little experiment. That sounds so much more Italian. Yeah. And rounded. And all that is when you take a breath, I often say to my singers, breathe in the space of the vowel. So oo and o are very close. So it's a small thing, but when you sing for auditions, that's going to make you sound even more Italian. I like the fact that in the beginning you were reserved, like Judith said, but I felt that you gave us one picture with your body and stayed with your arms just kind of straight by your side. I think you could stay reserved, but find maybe a place to move a little bit by what you're saying. Octaves. From E to E. Let's see. I have the score. I'm trying to find that. When you sing from the upper part of an interval like that. Oh, yeah. So, for instance, where you have A for lampon sogno, right? Those intervals. I have this idea. I call it lift up the platter. What does that mean? That means if you're on a higher note, you're on an E natural here, and then you sing a lower note, I say lift up the platter, which makes you kind of lift your support rather than don't ever sit on it, right? See it on the same plane of resonance as your upper note. So lift up the feeling of supporting that rather than letting go anything to find the lower registration. And I think your voice can do that. It's an Italian stylistic thing. Can you try that? Ah, one lampon. Yeah, and do it once more and go to the run, and you're going to find it's easier to get into that run if you do it like that. Okay, okay, okay. That was great, wasn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
In the higher notes, the adduction of the chords, you have a smaller opening for the higher notes. So trust that like you're singing into a smaller point. So you don't have to blossom out. It's going to blossom out if you let it go into the right corner pocket of the pool table, so to speak. Does that make any sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, John, is this okay if we just try this one more thing?
Absolutely, sure.
Okay, I don't want to take all the time, but since we don't have another person in on the panel, I thought I'm having fun. So, von la buongiorno. That's not the apex. That's not the apex. It's what happens right after that top notes that is the apex. Okay? Wow, wow, wow. Brava. How did that feel? Too easy? Felt too easy, didn't it? Yeah. That's what all of us when we learned that lesson probably felt like you weren't doing enough. That was just gorgeous. Wow, I really congratulate you. You're just like um, having so much to offer and get around some people, with your teacher and some other coaches that can help you just get these final refinements. It's wonderful. Great to hear you.
Thank you.
Great.
Good luck.
Good to meet you.
Thank you, Barbara. Okay, can we go to Maestro Richard Barrett, please?
Uh, Tiff, where are you right now? Are you in Texas?
Yes.
In what
San
city?
Antonio.
In San Antonio?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, when I look at a piece like this as a conductor, right? If the pianist will play the little section after you go, so free, da 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 dee, da 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 da, and then the orchestra goes yum pum 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 pum. That music, right? Can she just play that for me? Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what? Play the tempo that you're going to take that right there. Okay. See, in my opinion, that's a little slow. Can you just speed it up just a little bit? Okay. All right. Okay. That should be the beginning tempo that you sing Nacqui alla Fanno in.
Okay.
In other words, you want to go start your aria again. Nacqui alla Fanno. Start there.
Okay.
Right. Yep. Go on. Okay. Good. Start the non più mesta. Okay, that's very good. Now skip over to non più mesta. Da-dee-da-da-da-dee-da. Start here where it goes num bum beetle da da dee. Where you sing all your 16th notes. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna start the non più.
Continue. Okay, that's good. So just let me give you this comment. Have you sung this role yet in public? I'm sorry.
I have not sung this role before.
Well, good. You'll get to do it.
Maybe not on stage.
In orchestra players are the most obstreperous people on earth. You got to remember that, right? And all this, that's string players, right? And what they hate more than anything else is when you speed up, right? Because it makes their precision a little less accurate. So once you start a tempo, you need to keep it.
Yes.
You'll help yourself, you'll help the orchestra, and everybody will be happier. But if you accelerate a little bit, you're going to throw them off. That happens all the time. I know, even if there's a conductor in front of them doing it right and following you, which they should, right? But still, you don't need to speed up there at all, right? And it's easy. When you sing that phrase, because in its a descending scale, you tend to go faster. Don't go faster. Don't do it there. You do that 2 times, right? And each time, when you were singing it just now, it got a little bit faster. Yeah, it's just little, very minute things that happen with performers on stage and a conductor and an orchestra. It all has to come together the right way. So you have to be very careful. Don't speed up. Sing that again, that section. That's all right. That's right. That was better. Look, you have a wonderful voice, terrific voice. Honestly, may I ask you how old you are?
I'm 26. I'll be 27 this year.
Have you sung for management?
I have not.
What other repertoire do you sing?
All right. So I have been working on repertoire, starting to look at Donizetti, and then in the past I've done, of course, the Tragedy of Carmen. I've done Werther.
You sing the whole role?
Not the whole role. I've just done all of the letter scene, and then I've done scenes from Anna Bolena.
Right.
And then, of course, I've done some Candide. In that
Okay.
well.
Let me ask you. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Absolutely.
Just because I love your voice. You got a terrific voice. Do you speak Italian fluently?
I do not speak Italian fluently.
Why not?
Pronounce it, but
What? You need to learn to speak Italian better than the Italians. I promise you, you do. You have to learn that language.
okay.
And if you're going to sing in French, it'd help to learn French too, right? But Italian, you have to learn Italian. You're 26 years old, right?
Yes.
I always tell this to people. If you only need 300 words in any language to communicate, right?
Yes.
So there are 365 days in a year. Learn 1 word a day for 1 year, and then you'll speak it. It's crazy, but it's true, right? But you have to do that because you're going to get in a rehearsal where there are a bunch of Italians running around. You might have an Italian conductor or director, and they can't speak a word of English, right? And they're going to be speaking all this stuff around you, and you need to know what they're saying. It's really imperative, I think. Learn the languages. Don't skip any steps, right? There's so many steps you got to address as a singer. The languages, the way you sing, the way you look, the way your voice sounds. The way you wear a costume, the way you handle yourself socially with all your colleagues. I mean, it's a big, big thing. But I think you have all the right ingredients, and I think you're on your way. You just need to learn Italian, and maybe we can find you some managers to sing for when you're in New York? You going to be in New York anytime?
As of right now, I'm not
He took a break. This is a union break. We call this. Richard, where the hell did you go? We can't hear you, nor can we see you, my handsome friend.
The conductors union went on strike.
There you go. Okay. we have the illustrious George Hogan joined us today. Hello, George. Oh, Richard's.
There.
There you go. See, there you go. Look at that handsome
back.
face. Good.
When you're in New York, Tiffany,
yes.
feel free to call me if you like. Maybe I can arrange for you to do an audition or two with some of these managers around here that I'm familiar with, friends with. Okay?
Yes. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. I mean, because, it's in the business, a lot of it is who you know. What's the word I'm looking for?
Network.
Yes.
Network. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you.
Maestro.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Right. It's networking. And you have to do all of those things. They're very important. But in my opinion about your voice sounds fine. I mean, all the technical things, you basically got them worked out. Your color tour is good. They're accurate. You're singing in tune, for my taste. And you just need to fix all the other things. Learn to speak Italian. What Barbara was saying to you, tutto, tutto, right? The Italians sometimes stop the sound. They go tutto, tutto, right? If you do it fast, it's tutto, tutto, and you stress the first syllable. So it doesn't come out tutto, or whatever, right? But learn the language, damn it. Just do it.
I will.
Thank you, Richard. Okay,
You're
Tiffany.
welcome. But good, congratulations and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
What else do you have for us today? Since we.
Yes. So I would like to also do the Alla Finito from Roberto De Bro.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, great. Thank you, Tiffany. Hold on. George Hogan has joined us. He's going to go first. Mr. Hogan, it's all yours.
Okay.
There's that booming bass voice.
I was
Okay.
over here trying to say, John, let me apologize. Anyway, Tiff, you sound awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. I apologize. I had it written down for 7 Central Time, not 7 Eastern. But that's okay. You didn't want to hear, you heard all my stuff earlier when we were working together. So I'm so thankful to the panelists here today. And you've got some really great ones. I didn't get to hear everybody else, but Richard, thanks a lot, man. I'll take you up on setting her up with you when she comes up to New York. I
Okay.
can just see the bald part of your head there, but
Oh, well, you don't
anyway,
want to see the
and I've known this kid since she was a freshman in college, and she has done a few other roles. She did all of she did the Lennox di Figaro with me as Cherubino, Fabulous Cherubino. Listen, she's got about, I mean, we did a children's opera every fall. We did something in the fall. We did a big, main stage production in the spring. So she's got a lot of performance under her belt, like most grad students don't have. And of course, then she did she did she did a couple other things at FSU. But I'm going to shut up because I really I know I've got Judith and Barbara, great mezzos, and of course the maestro. And then I'm just going to be quiet. I want to listen to what you guys have to say. Hey, great singing, girl. And Jennifer, great playing. Thank y'all.
Yes, I agreed. Thank you, George. Okay, let's go back to Maestro. We're going to go in reverse order, please.
A lot of these companies now want people that can sing crossover, right? That's a big word. There's some voice teachers at Manhattan School, I'll go nameless, but they won't teach students unless they do both things. Let me ask you something. Have you ever sung the aria from the Ballad of Baby Doe, Augusta?
I have not.
How Can You Turn Away is the name of the aria.
Yes.
And it's Frances Bible used to do that. She did the world premiere of it. And your voice is big enough to do that. But you might look at that. You need something in English. Do you have anything in English that you sing?
Yes. I do have one that I have done before, and Things Changed Joe from Little Women by Mark Adamo.
Okay.
And of course, the Vanessa aria.
All right. The which one? Must the Winter Come So
Must
Soon?
Winter Come So Soon, yes. And
Right.
Then the Things Changed Joe.
Yeah, that's a beautiful piece.
You also have
here's
I
the
Am
thing.
Easily
One thing you got
Assimilated.
to think about when you're planning your career. I do this all the time with singers. People say, well, can I sing, for example, Adriana Lecouvreur? Can I sing this opera? Can I do this opera? And they'll name all these big operas, and they're never, like a student came in yesterday and said to me, could I sing Forza del Destino? I said, yeah, you probably could, but the opera's never done. It's never performed, maybe once or twice in one company in the world somewhere. So you need to find out, go down the list go to Opera Base, right? And in Opera Base, they list every opera being performed in every opera company in the world. You can look at that and you'll get some idea of which pieces are being done. So you need to find those pieces in there that you can sing and that opera companies do. So when you go in and do an audition, for example, you'll know what that company's doing that year. Your manager should know all of that anyway, if you get a good one, right? So it's important to learn all that stuff. Just look at Opera Base. 80% of all the opera companies that exist in the entire world, 80% of them are in Germany. So that ought to tell you something. Your chances of getting permanent work in a German opera house is very good. You can't do that in this country. We don't have that system, right? And it's bad. I mean, and it puts people in a terrible position oftentimes. But I have students that are singing in Germany. They have a life. They get up, they go to the theater, they rehearse, they perform, they go home, they eat dinner, go to sleep, get up the next day, and they have a life. Here, if you have 4 engagements a year, you're considered a star. You know, that's just the way it is. And so it's a difficult road to hoe, but I think you can do it. I really do. Honest to God. You might want to start looking at the language German, but you've got to learn to speak Italian. Just do it. Just absolutely do it.
I agree. Thank you, Richard. Okay, can we go to Barbara, please?
Hi, Tiffany. That was beautiful, beautiful. Something to tuck away and think about. There's a beautiful aria in a very short opera by Jake Heggie. It's the opera's called At the Statue of Venus, and there's a beautiful aria called A Lucky Child. And that would be something that's like up and now. You know, the other things that you mentioned, they are kind of the standard English things that mezzos would bring out. But you might want to, take a look at that, A Lucky Child. A little bit about me from the things that I mentioned before in the few minutes we had together. In this beautiful, beautiful bel canto piece, everything in this piece revolves around the pitch D. And that has to be what we call your money note in this particular piece. When you got to Ma una stella, and you had that, what I call the Delilah, it's sort of like, it's in that kind of world for us mezzos. It wasn't quite Bazinga, it wasn't quite that true pitch. And I think that you were doing fine at the beginning, and you lost it actually on the D sharp on Gioia. Okay? So in the yawn space, okay? And that when I say think higher in the yawn space, it also means release that lower jaw too. Maybe George talks to you that way, I'm not sure. But right at the very beginning, since, and I'm saying about D being the money notes, you're probably wondering, what the heck does she mean by that? If you can spin the Ds in a really wonderful place where it doesn't cost you vocally and tire you out, then you'll be able to go up and down and all around that pitch. Okay? So just sing for me a D on ah. It doesn't mean anything except ah on a D. Can you imagine you're coming from above just to go ah? There you go. There you go. So that's totally different. So, that's gorgeous. Now go back to afflitto. Give me that double T there. Go on. Ah, can you be real oozy goozy with that triples? Good. Go ahead now. Give me the D sharp in this next little phrase as the most important pitch you're ever going to sing in your life. I think you could do better on the D sharp. Don't sing joy, sing joy. That was much better. Yeah. Can you go even further? Don't sing the words. Sing whatever feels good in your mouth as the pitch of D sharp. Do you feel something good happening in there? Yeah, I hear it. I hear it. And that's when you can make that kind of sound, that's what we're going to want to hear when you step out with your audition pieces. So now that you've got it in that zone, go ahead. Mona Stella. Give me the double L on Stella. Go ahead. Okay. Okay. Let's just reset. Right? Bring the platter up, right? Okay, that little thing that I told you. Go ahead, Mauna stella. Good. Now here comes some D's, money notes. Next. Della. Go ahead. I think that's a little too much, right? Breathe in the shape of the vowel, not for the D. Good, good. I'm a real stickler for short notes being in the same vowel space. Quanto. No matter how short it is. Let's just go o quanto. Good. Now, when you do this beautiful cadenza, I wrote down just stay on the pure, pure vowel that you're singing. Go ahead. Just think of your vowel. You know the notes. Good, 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 good. I'd give you about 92 on that. The parts where you want to go fluttery and a little faster, you still have to stay committed to ah. Ah, whatever you're doing there. Just think ah, 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 ah. Italians, ah. Ooh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Yay. I'm not going to say too much more. I mean, I wrote down other ideas, but especially, let me just tell you one more thing since there are only a few more lines. This phrase where you have the long, short, long, short, long, short, long, sing through the short notes. Handel taught us that way back in Baroque era, you know. He shall feed his flock, not he shall feed his flock. So we have tu periste l'orte. Tiff, beautiful, beautiful. Can you sing it in slow motion? Tu periste dona. Just sing it real slow once. Good, good. Now put it back in line. So stay in that. The whole thing is motoring. Your voice is motoring through those short notes. Did that feel a little better?
Yes.
Yeah, I do want to tell you that duna, you come to the N a little too soon. All right? If we were being real picky. Duna morte. Yeah. Nico Costello de Met told me, don't ever worry about those single N's, you know? Duna morte. You don't have to sing the N with any real emphasis at all. It takes away from it. Do you mind just do the last cadenza for me? And stay on that pureness of the vowel like you did on that beautiful cadenza up at the top of that page. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we need the last part. Ah, so Tiff, if my colleagues will allow me, that E flat is another money note. The low one and the higher one later. On your. Right. Very good. Good. Great job. Thanks for letting me work with you so long. I love it.
Pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Mezzo's rule, man. Yeah,
Thank you.
they're
Yes.
wonderful things. Yeah.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
No, Richard,
Yeah.
it's a good sized instrument.
It's
It blooms in the hall
yeah,
very nicely.
Great.
And
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was saying maybe when she's 30 years old, she can start looking at that. So again, here we go again. It's an opera that's done all the time. It's
understood.
constantly done. Cav and pag everywhere you go.
I made
This
a life of
opera,
it.
Roberta Devereaux, not done.
never done.
Agreed.
They got to find
So-
Elizabeth.
Right.
You got to find a tenor too. Okay.
Yeah.
Judith, please.
Beautiful, beautifully done. I'm not going to go into the technical because everything I wrote down, Barbara kind of touched on. So I'm not going to go there. Act 1, she comes out. She's got tears in her eyes, but she doesn't want her court to see this. So we can't go to the deep sadness too soon because then you have nowhere to go for the end. And I know it seems short because there's a chorus of women beforehand, and then you tell them, no, I'm sad because of the book. But in reality, we know what you're really sad for. So don't play the end at the beginning because then it gives you nowhere to go throughout the rest of the aria. And then you get stuck in that one dimension. So that would be my suggestion, because you definitely played that, and the pouring in to that, you played really well, but you had nowhere to go because you started there so quickly. So I would just think about mapping out, okay, yes, I have some tears in my eyes, ooh, but I don't want them to see. So you're kind of trying to be reserved, but as you continue to sing through the aria, you're not really talking about Rosamund, you're talking about Roberto. And so that needs to, the realization that, okay, I'm trying to tell them this, but no, really, this is what I'm thinking, and he's gonna get killed, and he's gonna die, they're gonna put him to death, and I don't want him to die, and yes, I have a husband, but I'm so sad. So all of that needs to play out in that short amount of time, and you need to pace the dramatic, scene of that throughout that aria. Outside of that, I think you did very well. I would just map it out a little better. And my comment was also going to be, this opera is so rarely done because they have to find the soprano and the tenor, that if you do put it on your, list of arias at an audition, it has to be so succinct. There could be no question if they actually go, I haven't heard this thing in like 100 years. Well, let me hear her sing it. There should be no doubt. Everything needs, the diction needs to be correct. You have beautiful line. There's great color in your voice. I think it's wonderful, but you also have to bring that dramatic line. And then it gives them question to think, oh, well, what else? I could see her doing this. I could see her doing that, because I doubt many houses are pulling this out. It is so rarely done, but you do it beautifully. And once you, tweak all of the things that were talked about today, it could be one of those arias that you have, because it's so short. It could be one of those arias that you have in your arsenal, that you do have there, that you do put on your list that you can sing. And it was beautiful to hear you. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Judith. Okay, since everybody stole my thunder, I can't. Yeah, everybody, especially you, Judith. I was going to say that, but anyway, you have a beautiful voice. The only thing that which Richard commented was about the Italian. What happens is that when you have the confidence in the language, you'll see that the colors of your voice will follow, and the understanding. Listen, I speak Italian. I was born. Well, I speak broken English and broken Italian. So, but from just hearing the language, I don't know every word, especially in some of the music that it's antique poetic verse and so on and so forth. So there's some words that, but when you get the color and the feel of that, you'll find that your body will adapt to the text, and the colors and the color of your voice and the text will match. So because you're actually, it's very difficult, and me being speaking Italian, and when I don't speak Italian to friends, what happens is that, or my family doesn't come over, when you have to translate it from English to Italian, that you lose it because you're already a sentence behind. So if you have that feeling of fluidity in the language, you'll see how much more fluid your voice will follow, because you'll have the understanding of color of what, it just goes hand in hand. I think you have a magnificent voice. I am so glad that we actually said to you today, and try and implement it, in some way, and make it yours, because you do have, Richard's right. You need to get out there, and there's still a few things that have to be settled, but I really think that you have a phenomenal voice, and congratulations. I really enjoyed listening to you today. So with that being said, again, you can feel free to reach out to any of us at any time. You can email, call, whatever, if you ever need anything.
Tiffany, one last thing. Perform anywhere and everywhere as much as you can. There's an old saying, 1 year on the stage is worth 5 years in a voice studio. You learn about yourself when you're performing a lot. So the more performances you can do it.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
Agreed. Thank you again, and thank you everybody. Thank you everybody. Barbara, George, Richard, Judith. Thank you so much.
I
You're
just want to
welcome.
thank everyone, colleagues. Thank you, Jennifer.
Bye.
Thank you.
Beautifully done.
Really appreciate all the work
Thank you
had
to your
say.
pianist as well.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, excellent.
Hey, great job, Tiffany.
Okay. Thanks again, everybody. Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night, John boy.
Bye-bye, Barbara. Bye-bye.